Hello, everybody. It's day 12, and today's topic is nutrient density. Sounds boring, right? But it's important, and it involves the foods sometimes that don't always taste the best, but they're the best for you. Um, so, we're not talking about macronutrients, we're not talking about protein, fat, and carbohydrates. We're talking about micronutrients. We're talking about vitamins and minerals, um, which can also play a big part in hunger. I've talked about insulin controlling your hunger hormone and your satiety hormone, ghrelin and leptin. But another thing is having empty calories can still leave your cells starving, even though you're giving them plenty of fuel to burn. But your cells are still starving for nutrients. Your cells make use of a lot of these nutrients a lot of different ways. So I'm just going to talk about some of the more nutrient-dense foods that are on the program. I'm going to say number one is probably salmon. Another very dense, nutrient-dense food, which a lot of you probably already know, is liver, which I cannot stand liver myself. I know it's, one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Very, very good for you. So I go with some of the ones that I can stand, that I do like to eat. I actually don't mind salmon. I think I never would eat it for most of my life, but as an adult, and just knowing how high in omega-3s it is, it's high in potassium, it's high in just tons. Like, the nutrient profile on salmon is, pretty cool to look at. Just lots of vitamins and minerals. So anyways, if you're looking for healthy and getting nutrient-dense foods, it can help with weight loss just because it's very hard to overeat on these foods, and it does fill you up in a different way. It's filling up your cells at a cellular level. Your brain does know it needs nutrients, and you're going to keep eating. If you've heard of empty calories, I'm sure everybody's heard of empty calories. Well, empty calories means you're having these foods, but there's just no nutrients in them, so you're overeating them. That's a very simplified version because that doesn't talk about insulin and other things, but getting the nutrients in these foods can make you very full. So I'm just going to say right now what the top 5 nutrient dense foods are on the plan. I'm going to say salmon is going to be number 1. Spinach would probably be number 2. Broccoli is another very nutrient dense food. So number 3. Number 4, I'm going to go with probably still going to stick with vegetables and say Brussels sprouts, possibly eggs. So eggs would be number 5. So those are your more nutrient dense foods. If you'll find, like I said, they're hard to overeat, these foods. I've tried to eat, I've ate nothing but salmon for a week, and I couldn't get enough calories in every day. I was getting enough protein in, but calories were low, and I lost a lot of weight quickly. It works just as well, if not better, than bacon. And you already know how I feel about bacon. Bacon works awesome for weight loss, but so does salmon, just because it's hard to overeat, because I feel that it's just so nutrient dense that your body says, okay, we've got everything we need, we're good. I did it for a week straight, and all I had was salmon. I ate 2 pounds of salmon every day, and I struggled to get that 2 pounds in. Just so filling. And you've probably noticed the same thing about eggs. And in my opinion, that's why. Is just eggs, especially the yolks, are just packed full of vitamins and minerals. Vitamin K2 is, I've talked about supplementing, and it's a very hard vitamin to get. Eggs are just chock full of K2. The salmon has lots of omega-3 fats, which reduces inflammation, and full of antioxidants, and so are the greens. Another one that doesn't get talked about a lot is, which some people don't consider it maybe an ideal ketogenic food, but is red peppers. Red peppers are still pretty low in carbs, and they are high in nutrients. They're high in vitamin C, very high. I think they're something like 5 times higher than an orange. So another nutrient dense food. So try to sneak some of these in. If if you saute up spinaches or spinach, I get baby spinach and I'll saute it in butter and have that alongside of my eggs. I used to make omelets, and if you like having eggs with spinach, then try that out. You know, I used to eat that quite a bit. I don't know why. I just kind of don't like them mixed together anymore. So how I get my spinach in is that I just put them in the frying pan, lightly saute them in butter, and you're just getting all kind. It's just like taking, you know, a handful of multivitamins when you're eating. You know, you can eat 5 cups of spinach. Probably goes down. It cooks down to maybe half a cup of spinach. So it just, you know, becomes this just little amount of spinach, easy to eat. And it's just like you're taking all kinds of vitamins and minerals, but you're eating a real food, which is, you know, highly absorbable, especially cooking the spinach with with a form of fat, like the butter. MCT oil also works, coconut oil, and your body will absorb, because a lot of these vitamins and minerals are fat soluble. There's some that are water soluble that are easy to absorb, and then there's other ones that are fat soluble. So having those foods with a little bit of fat, I'm not saying add tons, but a tablespoon of butter or a tablespoon of MCT oil along with a little bit of water or chicken broth possibly gives it a little bit of flavor, and you're adding a lot of nutrients into your diet that way, and you'll find that, like I said, they're hard to overeat, will keep you full longer, and you're doing your body a favor.